Good evening, everyone. We
Good evening.
are here on our 10th episode of the Artist Connection today, and we are going to be discussing the birth of a book. So, everybody that's our guest today has just finished creating their book. They're also poets, and we are all alumni of Community Literature Initiative, so we all have something in common. Elu is our special guest host, and he also has a book that he has out. He's a prominent figure in his community, part of the Compton NAACP, and just an all around great, what he calls himself the Renaissance man. I had the opportunity of meeting his daughter, and just beautiful. Like his wife, his whole family dynamic is something that they will be discussing next show for Father's Day. So up, we're going to introduce Albert. So Albert Starr just released his poetry book with Community Literature Initiative. So Albert, tell us about yourself, what you have going on in the community, a little bit about your background and your experience of writing this book and seeing it come to life. And then bless our mic with a poem.
All right. Well, first of all, let me just say thank you so much, and Andre, I really appreciate the invitation to be a part of this gathering tonight. And for me, it's just one more just terrific opportunity. Um, I am. A pastor. I've been a pastor here in the Los Angeles community for over 40 years, and for 26 of those years was pastor at Ascension Lutheran Church in the Crenshaw district, a couple of blocks from Crenshaw and Slauson. And as some of you may notice, there's a lot of gray on my face. This is not premature gray. I'm at a point in my life where I'm really trying to figure out what retirement means. The poet Sonia Sanchez says that every 10 or 15 years, particularly as people of African descent on this American soil, we have to reimagine ourselves. And so that for me, that reimagining now in this season of my life really is about just reclaiming some time and space and an opportunity to do some things that I've loved doing all pretty much all my life. But in the course of just living, doing life, being a dad and a grandpa and Babu, as my kids call me, and being that responsible person, life kind of sometimes gets in the way, and so I'm really enjoying now just making room for some new opportunity. And so with the book and coming through CLI, which has been a phenomenal experience. For those who might have been with us on Saturday night, you may have heard a portion, at least, of my story that the Hiram Sims, was actually a first grader at Ascension Lutheran School. The church where I was serving as pastor when he was in first grade. So I've known him since he was just a little boy. And so the extraordinary movement of the Creator to bring us together again with him as my professor for creative writing and poetry. This is an extraordinary thing, and so the poem. That I would like to share tonight, and if I get a chance to do another, that's fine. But this one in particular is in honor of that experience of coming through CLI. The book that was produced is called uh, Late Night Offerings and Morning Prayers. And quite frankly, this journey that brought me to the Sims library started out with me posting at least a portion of my morning prayers on Facebook and in my Facebook friends and some Instagram friends and others just kept saying, well, you ought to publish some stuff. You ought to publish some stuff. My friend Maurice Kitchen said, well, need to quit giving it away for free. And so that's where some of it is. But I wrote this in response to just coming together with the Monday night class over at USC in CLI in response to us being together for our last class night, and I call it in this sanctuary here in this place sacred exchange is made, and here we bow low in the sweet waters of humility, drowning the heirs and offspring of ridicule and condemnation. Courage is midwifed here in this birthing space, and confidence is urged from silence to spoken here in this place prepared. Here in this place, this church most unlikely, kindred consciousness wrestles toward clarity, and every word finds welcome to take a seat. A place among the truth, joy, and sorrow spoken here in this sanctuary. Here in this place, words catch the consenting winds of breath and purpose and rise like articulating curls of smoke and incense, reaching for that higher place. In this refuge that is no hiding place, each one making offering from uncovered treasure, and even the air is richer in this humble place. Here in this place, this assembly of poets and prophets, teachers and weary priests, conspiring to find freedom's source and bid her come sit among us, sweeten our ears with her voice, watching over us as we play neath her gaze. Here in this place, wounds, long unattended, find the consolation of light and tender touch, voiced in thank you for coming forth from your covered place to this place. Here, now, at least a little now, in this place, sacred and set apart, where wounds bear witness and give solemn report. Here in this sacred place, church most unexpected, holy beyond walls and robes, holy in ways that shame steeples and tolling bells, drowning out the droning cadence of lifeless litanies, with a near to endless flow of pages speaking volumes, tragedy and triumph, and tedious and tenuous, all speaking volumes here in this place, room for being ordained in words spoken, words made flesh, bearing truth, celebrated and recognized, and counted too precious to be wasted or discarded because of the scars and tears of imperfection. Here in this place, sacred exchange of thoughts and memories, hopes and hearts happens with purpose, on purpose, for purpose, here in this place. Excuse me.
That was such a beautiful piece. My friend Lynn said that your voice is very calming. It reminds me of Morgan Freeman when he commentates like anything, movies and things like that. So it was very refreshing to hear like something so profound and different. I really appreciate that piece. Thank you so much. And
Well,
now I
thank you
am
for the
passing the
opportunity.
mic to Elu. Of course, always, you're always welcome here.
All right, brother. I can tell why you're a pastor. You have a voice, and you can hear it in your heart when you speak. So it's on you, you know. Next up to the mic, I want to bring a sister with the voice, with the attitude that goes with it. Let's hear it up for Shaquan, y'all.
Hi. So it's my little cousin's birthday, so that we all celebrate and they bringing me food and drinks and whatnot. But I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. My name is Shaquan. I also go by Queen Kwani. And I wrote 2 books, but I have this book on hand right now, and that is my children's book called Get Down, Shy Boogie. And I wrote this book about my little sister. Well, she's the main character. It's really my story, but as my sister. Though I think we have similar stories because Shy is really shy. So I don't know who she got that from. But it was a lovely experience writing this book. I got to take a class at the Sims Library along with Andrea and a couple of other fellow teachers, others, and comedians. And we wrote a little something to talk about the process of children's book every day. Now, I initially was going to write an adult children's book, but I thought that this story was so cute that I wanted to make it come to life. So I'll just get into it. Maybe sing my little introduction to my book and read you my children's story. So, if you're thinking you're too cool to boogie, boy, oh boy, have I got news for you. Everybody here tonight that's bouquet. Let me tell you, you are no exception to the rules. So get on up on the floor, 'cause we're gonna boogie, googie, googie till we just can't boogie no more. Boogie no more. You can't boogie no more. Now listen to my book, yeah. Get Down, Shy Boogie by Queen Kwani. Shy was the life of the party, but only in the thoughts in her head. She had never, ever been to a party. No one ever got to see Shy dance. She knew how to TikTok, how to pop lock, and drop it low if she wanted to. But she had never had a chance to show off her dance, but she can imagine doing the moves. She was recently invited to a party. This was finally her chance. She thought she would feel the groove and get to moving how she always wanted to. But at the party, everybody was staring. She saw that eyes begin to blaring. She got all shook up and was completely stuck and couldn't move along to the music. Her friend said, "Dance, Shy, dance. Show what you came to do." It's hard turning the pages. Are you just going to stand on the wall and not move at all? Or are you going to have fun? Shy was blushing. She was so embarrassed. This was finally her chance. She walked to the dance floor and off to the bathroom. She still had not mustered up the courage. She gave herself a pep talk in the mirror. Shy Boogie, you know you can groove. Just do what you do when you're in the room alone. Just move. Shy's favorite song came on. She came out the bathroom, bobbing her head to the beat. She thought to herself, if I don't dance now, then I never will. She went right back to the wall, and at least this time she was tapping her feet. She talked to her friends, had a glass of punch, but nobody got to see Shy dance. But she knew next time she was in her room alone That's when she would become the dancing machine. Maybe one day everyone will get to see how Shy can get down and boogie like Shy can boogie. But it won't be today. Thank you. That's Get Down Shy Boogie.
Give
That
it
goes
up for
down
Shaquan,
boogie.
Queen Kwani.
Thank you. And it's not out yet, but I will be publishing or releasing this book August 27th, the end of the summer. So keep that date in
Yeah.
mind. That's my
On Writing Journey 101 Press. Don't forget that.
Writing Journey 101 Press.
Yeah. So, and you have so she didn't tell you guys, but on Friday she had the
Oh,
opportunity to what?
I forgot.
Tell me.
That quick,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow I am going to be on Trap Poetry. So if you're in the Hollywood area or in LA, come check me out and you'll get to see me perform some not so kitty poetry.
Thank you so much, Shaquan.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, always, always welcome. Next up, we have Nomad the Poet. She has been on our platform before. I have seen her live, and she is one of the dopest poets I have ever seen. Just telling her truth. Nomad, tell us about what you have going on in the community, and then discuss your book in the process, and then bless our mic.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me back. I love being here. I love the group that, is about to share. I've seen most of you live, so I'm very excited. Yeah, I go by Nomad the Poet, and I just wrote my newest book called Forged in Fire, Held in Love. And I said this at my culmination when I got my prototype, but this book is very near and dear to my heart. I recently went on a very arduous but life changing in a really great way healing journey, both physically, emotionally, mentally, that really brought a rebirth out of me. And so during this rebirth, to make sense of everything, I just wrote my soul down, and it turned out to be a 138-page poetry collection. So very excited, very happy. Linda was in my class. Hi, Linda. And, seeing her every Tuesday with our other classmates and our teacher, Alex Petunia, really gave me stability in my life when I needed it the most. So very grateful to be here. Also, humble plug, I'm going to be performing at the Melrose Trading Post Juneteenth annual celebration tomorrow between 1 and 4. So if you're in the LA area, please come out, show up. I'd love to see you. But yeah, so I wanted to share one poem, or the first poem that I'd like to share today. It's called Monsoon. And it's just a poem about rebirth and thanking my past self. So it's called Monsoon. To the girl who brought the rain, thank you for the nourishment. Your storm clouds, cumbersome and slow surrender. Blessing this drought riddled soil with new birth, new earth, new breath. Selah. To the girl who brought the rain, tempest daughter, monsoon maven, your isolated atmospheric teardrops cleansed the blight, pardoning our mother's country's heart center, our solar plexus homeland. Your trials are waterfalls, Selah. Your trials erode eons of stagnation. Your trials an encumbrance, a storm, breeds resurrection into the sacred, into the scarcity that once threatened this place. Your trials freed our ancestors, liberated our mother, held our brethren, and brought you back to me, Selah. Thank you for your steadfast faith in me, your ambrosial reflection in our future, our fortitude. To the girl who brought the rain, thank you. Thank you for the salvation of your gentle smile, for without its brilliance, as a constant reminder in every window pane, reflective screen, person that we meet, I surely would have been lost in the chaos that you climbed. So, to the girl who brought the rain, I love you. I pray for your peace. I pray for your love. I pray for your joy. I pray for your abundance. I pray for your rest. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that piece. Always so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Next, coming up to the mic, Lady K Day.
Good evening. Hey, y'all. I love those pieces so far. Just so gorgeous. And Kwani bring it in with the music. I can see her book being like an animated series. I already see it. I'm invested. I just completed, I got all kinds of bookmarkers too, but my baby, I'm surprised it's not swaddled right now. It's called Raw, the Trill OG by me. And there's little music notes hidden in there. But this is it. And it's been a journey, y'all. There's a lot of poetry here from my teenage years that evolved. And then towards the middle of the book, it's some poetry that I maybe started or wrote years ago. And then as you get further into the book and into my writing journey, when I actually accept myself as a writer and start really protecting my craft fiercely, you can kind of see the writing evolve and get more hopeful. And so, yeah, I went through CLI as well. I was in a class with Andrea, and this this baby came out of it. So I'm really, it's an interesting time right now. It's very beautiful. So I have one event coming up this Wednesday. If anyone's in the LA area, it's called Mics and Muses. You can find it at Pure Heart Entertainment, and its creator is Simone Dill, another writer who came through CLI. And it's going to be all women power that night. It's on a Wednesday. All very powerful women. So I'm really excited about it. It's going to be dope. You know what? I've been searching, you know, what I want to perform, what I want to share with you guys. So I'm going to do this one. This piece is called Rossum Sauce. Because sometimes we as people only want to accept parts of ourselves. And sometimes we want to tone it down or dilute ourselves or kind of form into this mold of what we feel is acceptable or will be loved. And this is my proclamation to accept all of it because it's all worthy of love. Rossum sauce. I'm the type to put extra sauce on everything. Everything. You know that. Whatever I spit, create, engage in, bet. It's going to be all mine. My fingerprints are braggadociously all over whatever I've touched. Signature thick lipstick marks are all over whomever I've loved like tattoos. I explode and exude in raw, alive, hilarious, writhing, electric, calming, off-center, unnerving, swerving, reckless, ruthless, zen, darkest chocolate layered, blasting, blushing, still, dipped in iridescent destiny and dangerously neon. If this is your tendency, frequency, nature, or hidden desire, please make it precious, make it hideous, make it crisp, make it skip, make it brave, make it sing, make it scream, make it new, make it over, make it cream, make it count, just make it interesting. Make it bleed you. Make it ooze you. Terrible, nasty, elegant, slutty, holy, tsunamic, gnarly, angelic, and finger licking as fuck. Go there. Then go further. Climb 2 poppy adorned mountains barefoot. Swim 6 gnashing unloved seas naked. Guitar strum your heartstrings to the rhythm of your elevated pulse after you've danced to reggae in the fire you created from your own ashes. Rest in peace. Bathe in peace. Make love to peace. Then go some more. Or don't, if that's what it means to be you. Thank you. We accepting it all the
Wow. Wow. That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Man, I tell you, every time I hear you, you just like an onion. You just pulling back different layers and layers and layers. And it gets sweeter and spicy.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow. I like that. Awesome sauce.
that's what we're
Thank
doing.
you so
All right.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kaylee also plays a musical instrument and she's very dope. Right. So when we come back, maybe around to her, maybe she can bring that in a little of it.
I'm not home. I don't have it. I can sing you something if you want. No, I'll rap for you. I'll figure it out.
Okay. So when we come back to you, you got to rap us a song.
Okay.
You guys all heard it here. Next up, next up to the mic is Linda. Linda is also part of our CLI clique. She is a dynamic poet, very warm and welcoming. Linda, tell us about yourself, what you have going on in the community, any upcoming events, and how was your experience with completing your manuscript and having a book in your hand after you finished? And then bless
Thank,
our mic.
thank you so much. And I'm assuming you can hear me. I'm on last minute on my phone instead of my laptop. So if it looks a little shaky, I'm holding it with one hand and checking out the laptop with the other. Yeah, it's if you can, there we go. And the title of this collection is Washing Water. And I know folks will hear that and say, but I don't know, isn't water clean? Does it not wash itself? And with that title, I'm referring to the joy and cleansing value of water and the trials and tribulations of life. And that's in water as well. So that's the title. Uh, I'll try to do this quickly. So I'm a senior, as you can see. The grades speak for themselves. Thank you. And in my undergrad years, I wanted to go into poetry and be a poet. And you do writing in undergrad, and my English professor said, you should do a master's. Go off to Minnesota. I was living in Connecticut, still relatively new to the US. I'm from Barbados, and I thought, isn't it cold there? I don't know anyone. I have no money. I became a journalist instead in Connecticut. Did that for about 6 years and then thought I would save the world by trying to become involved in the United Nations. So I took off to New York to do my master's. And you know what happens to some of us? Marriage, babies, 2 adult sons now, and a journey from New York to Georgia, Georgia to California. Here I am, went into email marketing, retired, and poetry just kept pulling. And so I started really writing 2018, 2017, just starting to write. And it's only last summer I was at a festival, a book festival in downtown LA. Saw Hiram, knew who he was, and I just simply said, "I'm seeing you. Perhaps this means I should come to your program," because James Coates, another wonderful poet, had kept talking about it. And so I stepped in, and here I am less than 1 year later with this darling in my hand. This cover art was done by my brother. by the way. So he's baby brother, but he's a musician, artist, Phil McGillicuddy. So I think what I will read is my poem. My collection focuses on women, girls, particularly women in the diaspora of the Caribbean and the Americas, and women growing into motherhood, etc. But what I like to do is, if I enter a space that I have not been in before, there's a particular poem that I read. It's not primarily about women and girls, but we are the mothers of the men. But it is this particular one speaking to uh, primarily the male ancestors who were enslaved in Barbados, a country that was really, if the first, and if not the first, the earliest nation where Africans were enslaved by the Europeans, as we well know. So in Barbados, there's this plantation that's called Drax Hall Plantation, the sugar plantation. And in the 1600s, that's where the first set of enslaved Africans were brought to work the sugar mill. It has passed from generation to generation of plantation owners, and the current owner is a conservative MP in the UK in Parliament. We want that plantation turned over to the public so that research could be done, so that the bones of our ancestors could be exhumed, etc. And people can come through and learn of the story and the history. And that MP is refusing. And this poem is written covering that topic. And I'll be glancing at my laptop to read it. By the way, you'll hear me use the word duppies. Duppies refers to ghosts or ancestors or spirits, and that's a word that we use throughout the Caribbean. Drax Hall Duppies. A reminder to Richard Grosvenor Plunkett Ernley Earl Drax, British MP, owner of Drax Hall Plantation, Barbados. 1. Erasure was complete, or so we thought. Individuals, names drowned along with tribes, suffocated in stench of slavery, mutilated in the grind of sugarcane. Royal owned enslaving ships, coining and abusing. Self-named aristocrats preening in plantation, scarring and burning alive, ashen or lineage. 2. Erasure was complete, or so they thought. We didn't know of Caribs, Arawaks, Taino, severed from Fulani, Hausa, Dogon, the Ibu, Medunekye, hieroglyphs far across the sea. We were generations of no eyes, silently booed those who started to see. Like George Lamin, he spoke the word African, claimed continent as kin. 3. Erasure was complete, or so we were taught. We feared 20th century speech at our national stadium during a day of Carifesta. Us, little England, raised high on false buoys of Britain's ancestors. Those who tacked, jibed, laughed at the sound of our folly, muttered, fools, under breath as we preened in falsehoods, ignorance, molasses, and grog bliss. 4. Erasure wasn't complete, and our ancestors don't forget. We may have stiff upper lipped the whole. Dark plantations, weighted heavy with power, breaking bone, drawing blood, burying blood. Not anymore. We honoring forebears in public places, names known, Bussa, Clement Payne, some lost, or duppies are churning under sugar cane. Hundreds roaming the place, their holding history, walking Obia, marking that trail from plantation to parliament and back. What is that you say? It has nothing to do with me. All that family history? You're James Drax, Prince of Barbados, 600 acres, 300 Africans, first time out? Hear what I say, Lord Richard. We coming for you. Remember, you can't rub we out. Erasure done. Thank you.
That's
Appreciate
all right there.
Thank you.
Oh wow, that was
Thank you.
man, that was breathtaking. It was so beautiful. I'm glad to hear that. You know, when you hear and you in your accent and your tongue, it makes it like the perfect flavor and sprinkle of flavor on something. I'd never heard anything like that. That was so beautiful. It was like a song. So thank you. All right, up to the next, back up to the mic. Let's give it up for Albert Starr.
All right. You know, Linda and I, we spoke a little bit on Saturday night about this thing of coming from being just page poets, or dependent upon the, or committed to the writing, but not fully yet realizing the fullness of voice and giving sound to our work. Um, and I appreciate that we share that in common, Linda. Learning that voice. I don't have other pieces lined up right now in terms of presenting and all of that. Um, Scheduled. We'll be talking most certainly with some publishers within the next week or so. I don't know if you can see or not because of it, but this is my cover, and the the artwork is a piece that I started and put together, almost 20 years ago. Again, so much stuff just kind of lays dormant, hoping to perfect it. But as I said Saturday night, I learned from poet Hawkins that finish is better than perfection, and so we come and offer that. I want to offer a piece that I call ekphrasis. Hiram took us to our class through some learning about how one art form can inspire another, and a photograph that I took of my granddaughter one year, once when we were out at the beach, and she was about 4 years old and was just standing transfixed, looking at the ocean for a moment, and this picture of her inspired this poem. And so it's to our granddaughter, Skylar. In perfect alignment with setting sun, you stand, still dawn and new day. The generosity of sunlight, even in its fading, finds it fair and wonderful to send waves to stop and bow at your feet. Ancestors, release guarded confession. We dreamed of you. They whisper on soft, telling winds. In darkness too unkind to leave light or breath room, scarcely room for bodies to do any more than cry or dream. So we dreamt of you, chose to dream. As the sea begged pardon for its salt with salty tears for its part in our sorrow, we dreamt of you and lived. Cosmic winds spin this sacred globe, and in its turning, time comes to the now, and I saw you, standing so tiny, too full of wonder to leave fear room to plant seed, let alone grow. I saw you. You turned to watch, listening. The ancestors at one now with the Most High. Watchers and caretakers, weavers of sweet threads, spun for crafting robes of mercy. Did you know? Did you somehow, somewhere in the depths of your tiny, tiny self, know that they were calling to you? Did you know that they were calling to you? Not to control, not to consume, but to tend and to guide and to comfort and fashion for you garments of courage, long and flowing.
Fire.
Amazing.
So beautiful.
Wow. That's a painting in itself right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So visual.
Well. When I get to the point of a book release, you can see the photo as well, and I'll hold it up, but I don't know if it'll do justice here on this camera tonight. Yeah, yeah. We dreamt of you. Yes. All right.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I have a friend who constantly is saying, I'm feeling like an order of fries in a room full of Big Macs. I just tell you, I'm glad to be here tonight.
That's great. That's so everyone out there watching and listening, please like and subscribe and share and support all of our poets and artists on our platforms. You guys can leave your Instagrams, social media in the chat, and then Q will share them with people in the audience so they can connect with you and know what you have going on in the community. Up next, to bless our mic once again, is the dynamic, powerful, beautiful Queen Kwani. Bless her mic again.
Hello, now my book, the other book. Now I haven't decided on which poem I'm going to do out of it. I would ask, let's see what the book falls on. How about I do? If a tree falls in the forest, which I know this one, but it's like such a pretty poem in my book, and I feel it. So if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around, would it make a sound? Would you hear it? If I told you, would you believe it? With all the tragedy going on in this world, if you were standing right in front of it, you probably wouldn't even see it. So busy with your eyes open wide shut and ears focused on unimportant stuff that the one thing that means the most to you is a goddamn cell phone. And yet there's a child somewhere that can't find its way home. At that, doesn't even have a home to find. And you sitting here mad, wondering why so-and-so hasn't called. It's got you losing your mind. Got you rolling your eyes at the same person that greets you with a smile and make sure you are right before you leave in the morning. But that same nigga who called you a bitch and tried to make a fool with a kiss, you forgave him for it. And then deceived me when all I'm trying to do was keep your head in focus. And it's making me sick to my stomach because you don't seem to realize it's hurting everybody around you. And I keep telling you they're trying to kill our dreams, but you thinking I'm looking down on you, but that ain't the issue. Every night I get down on my knees and I pray for you, hoping that one day you open your eyes and see the path that God has laid for you. Because when our tears of our fears fall, you don't seem to hear the real meaning to the words, I love you. And it scares me because your trees are falling while you're gone, doing what you're doing and screaming, devoting, cursing, where are you? Even when you're not around, it's calling to you, whether you hear it or not. And that book is in my book. I mean, that poem is in my book, A Journey Through
Woo!
Love. And it looks like a little tree. It looks like a tree.
Beautiful,
That was so cool.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you guys are going to be able to catch Queen Kwani everywhere because we are traveling, we're promoting, we setting up our own, venues and things like that. We got our whole team, Elu in the
That's right.
building.
That's right. That's right. Man, Kwani, I was like, who's she talking to?
I looked up and I saw Elu's face. He's
Like, ooh, somebody in trouble.
in trouble.
All right, so up next to the mic, this beautiful lady. Let's give it up for Nomad.
Thank you. One thing I did want to mention, or there's two things. The first thing, the beautiful cover of my book was designed by my partner, and we were able to incorporate all of my heritage in it. So this is a Black mother holding her child, and also representing our ancestors. But I'm also part Japanese, so there's a practice in Japanese, in the Japanese culture, called kintsugi. So whenever something is broken, they view that as so beautiful to the point where they paste it back together with gold, and people see that and they see the gold and they say, oh, there's beauty in the cracks, there's beauty in this, there's new art. So just wanted to mention that. And on that note, I think I'm going to read um, a poem called Thank You for the Meal, which is dedicated to my mother. um, One other thing I want to say is, in the Japanese culture, right before you eat, you say itadakimasu, which just means thank you for the meal. Itadakimasu. Your love wafts into the room, filling the air with the aromas of I nurture you, I impart to you. Your love moves through the air to my belly and onto my plate. A holy coalition of collard greens and Japanese sukiyaki, seeing your affections as they break down into amino acids and vitamins. Your mother tongue was sterilized at infancy by family who didn't understand that doing the work to dismantle racism is more than just giving birth. We speak English here in America. Our father tongue, sold, beaten, and traded for a white Jesus on a holy crusade for spice, power, and land. A cultural Oedipus Rex, choosing to demean Black women because rape in this mindset is just sex. You're pretty for a colored girl. So, Mama, I empathize. I see why your soul chooses to hide, but deep within the blend of seasonings. 'Cause soul food is just food from the soul, baby. A legacy of secrets passed down from stew pot to stew, rice dish to rice. So, itadakimasu. I humbly receive and thank you for the meal. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that
That was
beautiful,
beautiful.
just incorporating your cultures and teaching us something. I got to learn that word. I don't know how to say it right now, but I'm going to get it. Thank you so much. Coming up to bless our mic, whew, is the hit maker, the mic dropper. She has so many great talents, and it shows not only in her, but also in her children. I had the opportunity to meet her beautiful daughters, and they were just an example of her in, another human form, right? Beautiful, respectful, talented, just like their mom. So coming up to bless her mic is Lady Katie.
Oh, thank you, Drea, my babies. Oh, well, I have two poems I'm sitting here looking at. Would you like to hear Hustle and Renovate or Black Ass Sheep? Anybody?
Black.
Hustle.
Black
Oh,
ass sheep.
black. Okay, black. Two people said the black.
I think you've heard it before, Elu, but it's one of my favorites. Okay. Hustle's dope too. Okay. Um, just real quick. This piece, it has a lot to do with my book because sometimes you know what, I'm gonna just spit it, but sometimes we all know what it feels like to be a black ass sheep
Mm,
in a group of people and in life. Hey, AJ. All right. Black ass sheep. Hold on, let me. A story's protagonist is in fact a lamb in wolf's clothing, forever
mm,
ignored, unforeseen impact abhorred. She was born sensing the foreboding. Nocturnal creature in flight, not a soul heeds her foresight. Still as her trusty roads, she won't implode. She hones her gift intact, and with that, she sees all that hides at night. Immortal, non-combative, hidden corpse reenactments make you assume for your satisfaction she'll retreat and retract when observations and statements are made. Who you think you about to play?
Mm.
You extra, read all about it. I'm a quiet ninja floating. See, I is she is I, and above all the bullshit, we fly high intertwined. Did your twisted logic not realize silent killers do the most damage in a fight, and I'm not as dead as you would like? Nah. I just dimmed my light for survival, schooled by the hard knock life that raised a scapegoat child. Mother betrayal birthed my will to rise up but lie low.
Mm.
Y'all not finna lie on my life, then pull me under your tidal wave of shame. I refuse to sell my name for a title. Before I drown, I'll burn this entire bitch down in rebellious fire. And that's on my mama. For doing what's right, I've been left so low. Now I trek this path solo. Barefoot and scarred, but head held high though. Look, y'all etch these lines in the dirt. Y'all dress me in this villain skirt. My voice of protest is mistaken for a troublemaker's disguise.
Mm.
Don't be fooled. We just happen to wear the same size. Not much choice, y'all couldn't handle me nude. I howl all I've seen into the moon where none but the stars listen. They just glisten and mind their business. They not ones to interject and rush to correct. That's why I spit my war tales to outcast bats who never question the truth or second guess who's who. Did y'all know the road to hellfire is cemented with good intent? That's why I don't just speak about it, I be about it. See, the ones I needed most were never there when I had to bleed about it, but I'm still here. And cowards don't know what to make of that. I'll don this coat of the many shades of black you choose to use as false proof without regret. Because just underneath resides the lion-hearted, discarded hero you never met. Me, plus a bulletproof vest. Honey, me lose sleep over what you think, baby, please. I ain't got to prove a damn thing. And your judgment is something I never sweat. See, I'm like a badass ballerina, the ones in a fluffed up dress. Because while I'm making my moves and I'm spinning the block, I keep my neck on swivel, but my eyes on lock. On my dreams, integrity, and nothing less. Because I know one day you'll discover the real devil be the motherfucker you never expect. Soulfully yours, Locato. Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, y'all got this gangster poet up in here. Y'all didn't tell me about. She look all cute with ponytail, pigtails in her
Be
hair,
the ones you never expect.
little pink cheeks and everything. She a gangster poet. Straight
Hey,
color
AJ,
poet.
thank you so much for joining us, sir.
What's up,
My
brother
people.
AJ?
I've been listening and just enjoying. I said, I got to jump up in here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got
All
to
right.
jump
My
up in here.
people.
All right, all right. Well, next, bringing up to the mic, I want to give it up for this beautiful lady with so many flavors of her voice. I'm just waiting to hear it again. Give it up for Lynn.
I so appreciate it. And speaking of ballet is never enough. For Caribbean girls who want to point toes, tighten, lessen their backsides into the unnatural, stretch the strings of violins, having lost the cora. For Caribbean girls who strain to keep arms above heads, pirouetting away from ancestral earth skin. Be wise. Listen to your mothers who laugh with teeth and tongue. Watch them grabble flared poplin dresses above their knees, gyrate hips into a curved spoon bowl, a cycle of earth life, circle of star life. Be carefree. Follow Mother Sally, caress fertility ripples, blue, green, clear from across the ocean of your fast, your past, your future, your present musk life. Look askance at small bone breaking dances that bend and bleed phalanges. Be swift. Push past Advent, Spain, Portugal, England, France. Push past interims, Kampa, Kalende, Bele, Kaiso, and walk up deep down into deep, deep dance, a dingole. Put yourself on a sea path to reclaim your original womb. Thank you very much.
Ooh, I love that, Linda.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That
that
was
girl, did I hear
beautiful. Thank you so
everything?
much for that piece. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, I also graduated with everyone here, and I also have a book coming out. My book release is on my birthday, June 28th, and you guys are all invited. This is my book. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, but it's titled Connections Between Us, and I'm going to read my us poem. Us. They labeled us, banded us, abused us, owned us, used us, turned us, separated us, mistreated us. In my lifetime, I have never been mistreated, disrespected, turned on, abused, used, cursed, put down, led astray by no one other than my own race. I never knew what it felt like, the betrayal, the envy, the jealousy, the disregard, the lies, the backstabbing, the mistrust, the misleading, and it all came from us. I'm not saying that there are not some races out there that don't like me, but I have never had to face fear in front of them. It's always been us. I was taught that they were the bad ones. They were the racist ones. They were the ones that disregarded me, put me down, lied on me, backstabbed me, betrayed me. The nightmares walking, psychopaths talking, the predators, the rapists, the child molesters, my mother, my father, my sister, my coworkers, my friends, us. My own race were the ones that looked like me, turned on me, disregarded me, raped me, beat me, betrayed me, lied on me, gave up on me. But never have I given up on us. I still love us, fight for us, stand up for us. I am the just one amongst us that's going to change the stigma about us. All it just takes is just one of us to change the way we think, how we feel, how we connect, how we show up for us, how we love us, how we treat us, how we care for us, how we are there for us, how we build with us, how we value us, how we are loyal to us. It's time for us to change the narrative, change the stigma about us. No more nightmares, no more fears, no more tears. Build trust in us. And that's my piece.
Man, that was powerful, sister.
It's powerful.
That was really powerful. Well,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be dropping some fire, I guess I gotta drop a little something tonight. So, in the process of the book I have out, and it's been out for a while, it's called Linwood, and it talks about a community. Um, in the process of putting this book together, I had to do a lot of research, learning about not just the community itself, but learning about the state. The state of California, before it was under the United States, it was still under Spain domain. And understanding the whole dynamics, the way United States got the land and built the land, but before they got it, it was already named. It was already branded. It was already existing. They just came along and put their own little flavor to it. So I'm going to talk about um, the story of California, but I'm going to talk about it in poetry fashion and format. So here you come and rewrite history, the history that was already there. Erase the people, erase the faces, like they never even existed and never was even there. Understanding that the people that was there is the land that you're on, but now here it is, they don't even belong. Understanding the faces and the people that you put in the movies to portray a race of people that was already there. Understanding California. Understanding California is not just the land of gold, not just the land of milk and honey. Understanding California was a race of people that lived on the land, that cropped the land, that built the land, that ate off the land, that lived on the land. But now all of a sudden, it's your land, my land. I really think as time goes by, we know the truth. California was named after a beautiful black queen, Queen Khalifa. California was a race of people, the first Angelinos, the first black mayor of Los Angeles. California was richer than any other state in the United States, with all this beauty, glister, and gold, and all the things that people was bought and sold, and all the lives that was taken and raped and pillaged. California bled over and over for your settling. Now you say we settle and we give up who we are as a race of people, but let me tell you, California still lives on in my people and your people. So as we live and we talk and you try to hide the truth, you take off a queen off the flag and put up a ruse that we already know Athena was never the true symbol of a golden land. A ruse that we know that the symbol of a bear Ursula was never could understand. When there was a black lion, mountain lion that lived on the land, and a black beautiful woman that pointed over the sea and the shores of California land, understanding who we are as a race of people, black, brown, red, yellow, and all of us living here, and still to this day. Don't try to race us off the walls of Disneyland, California, to put something new that feels a little comfortable for you. Let me tell you something. We are California. Peace.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you so much for that.
Another
Let's
commercial.
go. Let's go.
Yes. AJ, you want to share something with us?
It's very interesting that you said that. Very interesting. I want to say thank you for having me on. It's been beautiful listening to everybody, hearing uh, Brother Albert. This is the first time, and Sister Lynn. It's been wonderful just listening in. I've been writing a poem per day. The plan is for 366 days, and today would be day 78. So I wrote a poem. You want to hear it? It
Of
doesn't have
course.
it doesn't have a title, but I want to see how everyone feels about it.
Yeah, come on with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Queen Kwani getting down on the floor. Baby girl Shy Boogie got a story written by Queen Kwani Godbody to recite. Shy Boogie gonna keep boogieing until she just can't shy boogie no more. Albert Starr, narrator of the cold winter, wisdom wailing in that griot's timber. 20 years back, and we proud to see this brother in this artist connection, telling us in his confession, finish is better than perfection. A balladeer with the command of a brigadier. He cheered for us and we cheered for you back, despite feeling as an order of fries in a room full of Big Macs. Nomad the poet, monsoon flow, slow and controlled, flowered as a baby's breath, speaking on her new birth, forged in fire, held in love. Writing journey was arduous of high worth. She mirrored a reflection in her literary affection to us artists. Trading post on Melrose, most praying, potent in our belief. She's free as the day of Juneteenth. Raw, the Trill OG, beginning, middle, and end in a literary trilogy. Baby born mics and muses, ignition, incinerating raw some fuses. One's finger licking and coming in twos is how we free our blues. Taste the sauce and unlace the new shoes. We peruse having a book in our hand. Miss Caribbean Queen Lynn washing water with the value in our cleanse. To meet life within the strife and its ends. Miss Crawford kept pulling and pulling, she said, and pushing to see Mr. Sims. To USC she came to quote Hiram like our beloved brother James to entertain the inspiration while that's where washing water became. Salt is real. To exhume the bodies of those de peace at the sugar mill. Ballet ain't never enough. Erasure ain't complete. Raising testament that the history of the sugar mill ain't sweet.
Mm.
1-2 with the big bro Elu. Homies from the hood with the knowledge our claim without Spain domain. It's the whole bubble, our neighborhood. Community leaders schooling us on Linwood, pillar of power and often misunderstood. Although them belly full, we stay hungry. The universe gotta eat. Look alive for them oxtails and those connections between us tales from the Chef Lee, our supporter and warrior of the Renaissance, curating and cultivating the consciousness in this creative ambiance. That's piece number 78 of 366.
You better write a poem.
Dang, boy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let it out from the dome, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
My people be dope.
You make me proud. You make me proud. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Dope.
Well,
That
yeah.
was
thank you.
fire, AJ.
That's
Yeah.
my answer to everyone and how dynamic each message has been, how diverse the message, but equally dynamic, each one, because we all got a story to tell. And the beauty in it is just week after week, we got to give that honor to Chef Drea. Always, she does so much, and still for her, it ain't enough. You know what I mean? So we got to pour into her because without that, all of us getting here and having the commitment to just show up, because we never know who's watching. I'm sitting there just humbled by the dynamism of each story and saying, you know, we such a beautiful people, all of us. You know, look at us, all of us coming from different walks, but we won all the time, all the time. So that was my honor to all of you to tell you thank you for what you've been sharing to us.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Thank
man.
AJ.
you. We
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
appreciate you for that.
Yes,
Just the
yes,
deep
Yeah.
yes.
thought, that went into the whole poem and how you just under put everything together, in such great detail. That was just dope. Dope is the word. Fire.
Mm.
I'm just
You fire.
speechless.
All of you thank you. Thank you. All of you are fire.
Thank you
That's
so
it.
much for dropping in and dropping the mic.
That's it.
Next up to the mic, we have Albert Starr. You got something else for us, Albert?
You know what? Matter of fact, I got a whole book. I've never been able to say that before. All right. This one's called Truth Be Told. There's nothing glorious about war. It is the hideous display of orchestrated violence, tools and technology designed and engaged to destroy, serving plans of imposed dominance. There's nothing glorious about war. In childish manner and way, wages of war break, shatter, and destroy the fragile and precious we cannot replace. Then turning from the rubble, lie, calling it glorious, claiming some victory, calling it necessary. One nation kneeling on the neck of another, ignoring cries and gasps. There is nothing glorious about war. It betrays the thin veil that masquerades, passing itself off as peace. It is the rancid eruption of festering corruption, the insidious devouring of mouth of greed incarnate. We lie when we mouth from comfortable distance that we've never seen anything like this before. One nation kneeling on the neck of another. One nation shackling the hands and hopes of another. Empire has always built itself up on blood-soaked ground. There is nothing glorious about war. State-of-the-art, sanitized, digital destruction somehow still leaves blood on the land and the hand, and guilt like blood-stained garments piled high before the throne of would-be emperors, clothed in finely fashioned illusions. And the still small voice of conscience torments with greater truth, seeking out that yet hearing place, leaving no room for the liar to be secure. You have no clothes. Your nakedness reveals your shriveled heart. You are merely misguided would-be emperor, demented demagogue, perpetrator of war in the name of a peace that is as false as you are. One sad and sorry nation kneeling and dealing on the neck of another. There is no glory in war, save perhaps the resistance, the perfectly natural resistance to being erased, resistance to being eliminated, resistance to being rendered invisible, resistance to being counted inconsequential, resistance to being choked out of existence.
No,
Wow, Brother
Mm,
Albert.
mm,
that was
mm.
really great. Mm.
Right.
Them
Wow,
some
that was
carne asada
powerful.
fries, because this man can spit, this man can write, and I want to hear your voice narrating every single one of my audiobooks, just the way that it's so powerful and yet soothing at the same time. Like,
Yes.
you don't understand how them carne asada fried poems be just sealing my entire ancestral soul right
She
now.
had to repeat that, right?
Vamos
I heard
a
that. I
I
heard
had to
that.
hear. Okay, yeah, I had to
I
hear
heard.
the cardio asada.
Yeah,
The
carne
carne asada
asada.
part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Yes.
bringing up next to the mic, let's give it up for Queen Kwani.
Yeah, I have to agree with Kay. That voice is just, it does it.
Mhm.
Sharon, thank you for being here. I think I'm gonna give you guys another piece. I just don't know which one. So wherever it stops, let's do a song. And look, the song, the song is like a music note. You see the music note?
Mm.
My layout designer was dope. I had to find her at the Poetry Lounge because CLI's layout person to do nothing. But my friend, her name is Dee. Her name is also Adriana, but Dee did her thing with this book. So last night I cried, wondering how I could live without you. I couldn't see myself being without you. But I gotta hold on and stay strong. Yeah, learn how to get along with this here. Cause it seems I have to live with it. And I could live without your tender kisses. Though I wish I never did. Though I don't want to, I do what I'm supposed to. With these words, I'll show you how I can make it without you. Cause I was stronger than yesterday, but it didn't kill me as far as I could see. I can make it without you. No words of goodbye is gonna tear down my life. Refusing to cry, therefore I'm much stronger than yesterday. It didn't kill me as far as I could see. I can make it without you. No words of goodbye is gonna tear down my life. I'm refusing to cry, therefore I'm much stronger. Now I forgot the words and I lost my part, but I have to give y'all the rest of the lyrics is in the book. Remember, coming out August 27th.
That's fire, sis.
All right.
I
Fire,
can't
Right.
wait to see you on stage.
Mm.
fire. Told my
Thank you.
people.
Well, I'm gonna just drop a little knowledge real quick. We're working on a lot of projects together. All of us in this connection. Um, on this Saturday, I'll be in the city of Linwood on stage for this Juneteenth celebration. So if y'all in the area, you want to come check us out, come have some fun, come dance, listen to some music, eat good food, and celebrate Juneteenth right there in the city of Linwood. We'll be there celebrating. So, anyone else?
Yes. So we have a jazz poetry concert coming up July 29th. Myself, Elu, Kwani Kwan, Lady K Day. Um, Hopefully we get some other artists. You guys are all invited. We're gonna have food, poetry, live music, entertainment. It's gonna be a really, 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 really dope show. So
If I could interject quickly, I think
yeah,
Saturday is going to be very busy because I'm actually going to be in Riverside. They're doing a Juneteenth event there as well. So we'll be reading. I think Inlandia, Blacklandia pulled together an anthology, Our Black Bodies Are, and there'll be a book launch for that event. So Romaine Washington, wonderful woman, pull that together. So I'll be thinking
if
of
you
you
got
guys, and I'll be with her.
yeah, if you guys are out in the Hollywood area tomorrow, you can come see Shaquan perform at Trap Poetry. So I know that's gonna be really, really dope. Kaylee's gonna be performing Wednesday. Where's that again, Kaylee?
That is Mid City LA. It's West Adams neighborhood. Free RSVP. They give you the address when you RSVP. But it's a really, we checked it out the other night. Me and
Yeah,
Andrea,
we
that
had
was
a
real,
good time.
yeah, it was
Oh, and
beautiful. Really nice
I got to
space.
meet Kaylee's mom. It's just like generations of just dopeness, you know, three generations. So got to meet everybody.
Yeah, she loved you.
So yes, it was really beautiful. We had a really great time.
She loved you.
Um, Everybody here, we're always connected. We're always have a space for you here. You guys are always, always welcome back. So you can just send me a message, let me know if you have something new coming out. If you want me to share anything, just send it to me. I'm always sharing, everything, supporting everybody. I think it's important that we all share everything that we do and just be that support system for one another. I'm not going
Yeah.
to be in town next week. If I was, I'm always showing up for everything. I'm so sad I'm going to miss your event. Um, Kaylee, but you know I'm there in spirit. Record it for me so I can see it. I know you're going to be dope,
Thank you.
but I know that all of you guys will be a great success. I'll just let me know when your book releases are coming out, and I'll be there to support. And also, I'm a chef, so if you need a chef, you could book
All
me.
right.
So, do anybody have
Yeah.
anything to say before we close out?
I have one thing. I definitely want everybody back here on next Thursday. We're doing it for the men for Father's Day.
Okay.
So definitely want to make sure y'all back here. She's gonna be on vacation, but we still going.
Yeah, so Elu and St. Ice are hosting next week for Father's Day. We're going to have the Egyptian princess just to mix it up with a little feminine energy, right? She's dope. So I'm going to make sure I remind her and I have the promo out. We're also going to have James, Mr. Loving Words. He's going to be here. He was our teacher. So it's going to be a really, really, really dope show. So make sure you guys tune in and support. And we really appreciate all of you guys for being here. I loved all of your poetry. Always supporting you guys. We always will have that connection of being alumni of CLI. So
For sure. For sure.
make sure you guys stay logged on and don't log off until the credits roll. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thank everybody out there for watching.